Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to the Limo engine bay. And before anybody freaks out and goes nutty all over the internet, I do have a wing nut for this. It's not on here right now because I'm doing stuff with the sniper. So you can all relax. Just wanted to do a quick one with you guys. And it's kind of easier to show you from that side because otherwise, if I bring it over here, you're just going to look at my back. But it is on this side of the firewall. So when I got the new sniper controller, the one that actually worked from Holly, I had to take this relay and this fuse block off of the firewall. And that pulled all of it didn't pull it, but gravity took all of that wiring and it's now kind of resting on the back of the firewall. It's not in danger of being burned or anything like that. It's just not very clean. And I would prefer a much cleaner setup. And so I'm going to just reattach that to the firewall and get a zip tie or two on the wiring to make sure it stays up there. Now we're going to change that wiring out once we go to the larger Holly dash. But for now, with what we're doing, this just has to kind of stay where it's at and not um, not catch on fire. That's a really big thing right now is stuff not catching on fire. This engine, although it's beautiful blueprint 383 stroker, it does get very hot and it gets very hot very quickly. So we're going to try to make sure stuff doesn't get zapped out. Now this is the relay and the fuse for the sniper system. And I just had them piggyback mounted on this single screw. The relay goes in first and then the fuse goes on top, if I remember correctly. Or, yeah, that's, I think that's how I had it. I think, maybe, yeah. So this guy first, and then this guy second. And it was a super, super tight fit. You just need these wires to cooperate a little bit. And I'm going to grab the zoomer, get that guy mounted. I believe this is the right size socket. Let's see if we can get him a little bit more upright. Now, the other fun part is there's a grommet right here that goes through this plate. And it's a very, very tight fit because I wanted it waterproof. This is where the HVAC used to go. This is the blower and the air conditioning, all of that stuff. That is obviously no longer in the car. I'm gonna have to get a poker, even though I still have nails. It's not quite enough to get that grommet seated. So I'm gonna grab a professional poker. Believe it or not, I actually do have a really nice poker in the Viper, a nice plastic one, but this will work just fine. We're just not going to use any of the sharp edges. There we go. Grommets really do help clean up an engine bay. Nice connectors obviously also help, but grommets are also a good thing. This is just really tight in here. which is a good thing. I think he's seated. It's hard to tell from this side. I'd come up here and not get juiced because all this stuff is still alive. I know I should have killed battery first. And I apologize for the delay. These storms were actually really, really severe. And I didn't have Wi-Fi. I didn't have internet for about half an hour. And then I had power, I just didn't have any internet. And so I couldn't really come to you guys. I'm going to grab a couple of zip ties, see if we can't clean this up a little bit. This guy's going to be too small. These guys are way too long. We'll get this done and make it look fairly clean. Now, a lot of this stuff is going to go away once the new Holly dash goes in here. So all this is very, very temporary. But that doesn't mean it has to look like shit, right? So if we do that, what is this guy? Here's our spare line. All of these guys are very happy right there. So we can get one zip tie up here. Make sure you get all around the wires and not through some of them. And make sure your zip tie is facing the right way. I like to do it kind of loose and then tuck. Now that guy I'm leaving out because he is the controller. He needs to come up. There he goes. He needs to stay up there. So he's going to stay. Actually, you know what? We can zip tie him. We can bring him in because we're going to be replacing a lot of this. We put the new dash in. So we'll bring him up too. And then I just snug these guys into place. And then I'll come back, and once I'm sure that everything is, where it's supposed to go and everybody's happy and up out of the way, then I'll come back and tighten them down and trim the ends out. So we'll do one more down here, and I'm going to do a third small one back here for my coil wire and just for some of the other ones. So grab another couple of zip ties. Zip ties are very handy. A lot of this wiring will get cleaned up with the new dash because most of it will be behind the firewall. You won't have it on the firewall. There'll be very little. Maybe the fuse, maybe the relay. Um, so that guy's okay right there. Oops. Do one more over here, and then I'm just going to get a skinny one for those little guys down there. I also have brutal OCD, and so my zip ties usually all face the same direction per wire harness, whichever way I'm running on a particular harness. So those guys, and then we'll do a small one just for the three little guys down here, just to keep them away from heat sources and make sure they all have nice flame retardant braiding on them, but seems like this coil wire I can tuck in here now, maybe, if it'll go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Cool. By the way, that's really hard on your back to balance like that. Balancing on one foot. So again, not the super cleanest install, but it has all of the wiring away from the super hot parts of the engine, and it's all together. So when I replace that wiring with the dash from the larger dash, it'll be a lot cleaner. So let's get this tight. Make sure everyone stays in place. That guy should stay there and hopefully keep all the water and stuff out. Then we can tighten down our zip ties and trim off our ends. By the way, if you're one of the guys who does not trim off zip tie ends, you can screw right off. This looks like ass. You're better than that. You know it. So, and also trim these flat. Please do not cut them at an angle. That is how hands get cut, and that is bad. These are quite tight enough. There he is. And there we go. Little cleanup on the harness. Did not take much at all. And it just gets it away from that heat. Heat's such a killer. So that's it. That's all we're really doing. Just making sure wiring's up and out of the way. Sure would be nice to have a lot more rock star in here, but they can't hear me for some reason. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow to do more fun stuff on the limo. I think I might have found adapters. They should be here hopefully this week. They are stainless steel. They're not ABS, but I think they're going to work. So we're going to see how that goes. But yeah, I'm going to start the car, get it out of the garage here, put the cover on, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. By the way, the cover I accidentally left outside on the Miata, and the cover went from weighing 50 pounds to rain soaked, and now it weighs about 200 pounds. So I need that to dry out tomorrow too. Um, so yeah, we're kind of in a good spot here. I also need to look up another belt, a three belt pulley for the water pump because we're going to be running another alternator over there, and I need a belt for that. So the other option is to run a longer belt with a tensioner, and that one also does the power steering. So don't know which way we want to go with that. I think I'd rather have the alternator fail and not have the power steering fail. So we'll probably run a separate belt just for that alternator. The difficult part is getting past this hose, and um, yeah, it's gonna be kind of interesting, but I'll be able to do it. Not not worried at all. Don't give up on these projects. A lot of people would bail on this. I don't. So we're gonna keep going. Um, Pretty content with the car so far. It's way too loud for what I want, but it's doing okay. Batteries are holding in there, and everything else is running nice. So just a quick wiring update. Nothing major. I just noticed it when I replaced the thing before the car shipped down here. I never put that wire back up there just to keep it away from the heat. So now it's away from the heat. Fuel lines are all away from the heat. We're happy and content. So um, I'll keep you guys updated on other stuff, and with any good fortune, we'll be back in here tomorrow, and we'll try to do something fun on the car. If not, I'll pull the Miata in here, and we'll raise the back end on the Miata. So thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. Don't forget to show someone that you love them. Give them a kiss on the cheek. Give them a kiss on the tip of their nose. Hold their hand. Give it a squeeze. It's really important for them, but it is far more important for you. All right. I will catch you folks tomorrow. All right. Have a great night. Thanks, everyone. All right.